It's time someone tells you the truth, which is basically that sometimes you have to live above your means to get to the place that you want to be.
On this particular stage, we'll be watching about 60 minutes of people comfortably living above their means and complain about the cost of living crisis. And you can actually make this up. Lovelies, check these videos out and we are going to come back to talk about it.
Hey Jessica, it's Jordan. Yeah, Michelle just called. She said that you two have an appointment to see the home today, and because of the price point being $900,000, they're really wanting a pre-approval, or they'll take a pre-qualification letter to show it, but I need to finish your loan application. Okay, let's start here. Income-wise, what is it that you receive over there? 9 or 90? $9 an hour. Okay. What about your wife? Does she $11 an hour? Okay. This is going to be a little bit of an issue. So the thing is, with those two incomes, it's going to be less than what the mortgage is every month. So we're going to have to look at a lower price point. Yet they're not going to let me give you a loan for a mortgage where you don't make as much to cover the mortgage payment every month, let alone the 3 cars you two have. Yeah, I know it doesn't make sense. Okay, will you call your bank and let them give you a loan. I'm sorry, I just can't, they won't let me. They won't let me give you a loan. Okay, I'll let her know. Thanks. Hey Jessica.
Hi lovelies, welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload videos, you will be the first person to be notified. To my returning subscribers, those people that share videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. So when I came across these stages and I was like, oh, are people actually reasoning this way? You know exactly the same amount that you are making and you just want to get so many things that you cannot afford. When I actually did this video the first time out, people are complaining that people are living above their means. I was of the opinion like maybe people are probably living a normal life while other people complain that they are living above their means. But when I come across these particular stitches and I was like, hey my god, people are really living above their means and goes and to complain about the cost of living crisis. Actually make this make sense. How do you know how much you're worth, but you are looking into like make it make sense? Lovelies, I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stages I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video, lovelies, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. Alright lovelies, let's right into the stages and we are going to come back to talk about it.
That you went and got a designer bag.
Yeah, so I wanted...
You gotta treat yourself. Maybe pay off a little debt, go get a nice designer bag.
I wanted that, so in my head, so my dad left us the house, and when we sold it...
that's what he wanted, was a nice bag.
I was like, this is a gift from my dad. When he passed away. So
you don't think he would want you to have just a better life, though? More than anything?
For sure. But I just look at the bag, and I use it every day. It's not like I don't use it. And I look at the bag, and I think of my dad.
Okay, and if mom's holding the money, is there any left? Is she giving you more beyond it? What is happening with that?
So yeah, she's holding on to whatever's left. It's kind of the...
Of your 50 or of the entire thing?
The lines are blurred at this point.
Seriously, lovelies, imagine your household. Okay, you earn about 70 per hour. The other one earns about 90 per hour, and you are looking into borrowing, right? A mortgage of something that is way above you. Why can't people actually maybe normalize going for something that is within their means or even a little bit below? so that let's actually know where the problem is. Like when I come across these stages, I was so wowed. I was like, oh, people are really actually living above their means. Like seriously, like I know how much I'm worth, but I actually want to live in a certain area, even though I know how much I'm worth. What happens to maybe starting somewhere? Then when you get to that level that you want, then you can now upgrade. When you get to that level, you cannot upgrade. So why putting yourself in such stress because you just want to meet up something, or maybe you just want to prove a point? Like you want to prove a point, you want to make people understand that, oh, I have arrived. Seriously, that one phone call actually changed my whole perspective, because when I staged the video the last time, I was like, oh my god, stop complaining, just stop telling people that they live above their means. If somebody can just be living a normal life. But it happens that people are actually living above their means. People are actually going for houses that they know deep inside of them that they cannot afford, but they just want it anyways. How does that even make sense? Anyway, let's continue with the rest of the stitches. Like seriously, lovelies, you cannot live above your means and expect things to work truly, and expect your life to move forward. You can't just do that. I know everybody wants a normal life. Everybody wants to like there's this particular stage that got me like, are you serious? People reason this way, and this lady was like, that it's good for her to live above her means. That will give her the morale to actually work harder and get to that level that she wants. She even talks about maybe a neighborhood she can get herself to live in, a neighborhood that she can't afford, but living there will eventually make her to afford it. And now the question is, why? Okay, what if you move into this neighborhood that you know you can afford, and at the end of the day, you still didn't afford it? So what happens? That means you have to go back to square one. Or what do? You have to do everything possible, even if it's warrants doing something that you're not proud of. Is that what we are doing right now? Is that what we're doing? Even if we know that it doesn't work doing what you don't want to do, but because, oh, it's a trend, I want to live here and there, but let me check my pocket, I can afford it. Well, anyways, let me just do it anyway. If it has to mean me borrowing money, let me borrow money and do that. It's very, very sickening, lovelies. Anyways, let's continue with the rest of the stitches, and we're going to come back to talk about it.
It's time someone tells you the truth, which is basically that sometimes you have to live above your means to get to the place that you want to be. And this is not about overconsumption. This is not about buying designer bags. But when I was 21, I graduated university and I moved downtown Toronto at a time that I absolutely could not afford to be living there. I did not want to compromise on not living out my dream to live in the city in my 20s and work in corporate finance. So I got a basement apartment with pretty much one window, and I lived there for 3 to 4 months while I started my job, and I was able to save up to be able to move to a nicer place with my best friend when she moved to the city. I wasn't really going out to eat. I was budgeting every spare moment I had from this job, and I was also working my butt off to get a promotion as soon as I could to get my base salary up. We ended up finding the most iconic apartment, which is where I had a direct view of the CN Tower and started eventually making TikToks, but it was something that I was hardly able to afford at the time and really had no savings because I was living out this dream. I was in walking distance to my office on Bay Street, but I felt like it was for the plot. I needed to do it to be able to work there and have a good quality of life. I started making these cute little morning routine montage videos at a time where TikTok was primarily dancing videos and comedy, so there was no money in it. I did not know that that was even possible at the time. Obviously, eventually I start making a little bit of money from it and I'm starting to gain more of a following on TikTok, but I'm getting absolutely bullied at work. So I decided to get a different job so that I would be able to do more in social media at the same time as finally having a stable income. I burned myself out so bad and I ended up quitting that job and just doing social media. My dad told me I had 2 weeks to get my shit together and get a
The last teacher actually got me like, okay, you went ahead to buy most of the designers bag, what have you, but you're broke. You're broke. But you want to purchase, like, I can't wish, or I wish for something, but I can't just start looking up to something that I know I can afford. Like this particular teacher said somewhere, somebody was like, before he or she can afford can get something, she makes sure that she can afford that stuff she wants to purchase 3 times before actually purchasing it. But some people here using their last card to buy some designers. These people making money from you, these people ripping you off, but you buy those things and go hungry. You buy those things and you're on podcast complain about how, oh my god, like, make it make sense, lovelies. It doesn't really, sound well when you know that you can afford something, but you just want to get that. If it actually means borrowing, people goes as far as to borrow. Anyway, lovelies, let's continue with the rest of the stitches, and we're going to come back to talk about it.
I love when people are like, oh my god, your house is so small, your house is so old. You know what else is small? My mortgage and my interest rate. In all seriousness though, I live inside my means. So if you're looking for that creator that has like the nice, sterile, big, white house where everything's white and agreeable gray, couldn't be me. Nope. I like paying a mortgage that's only 3 digits. I like car payments that are only 3 digits. Could I afford to go out and buy a brand new car? Sure could. Sure could, don't want to. Could I afford to go out and buy a brand new house? Yep, sure could too, don't want to. This is called an investment property, because one day I'm going to rent this bitch out because I don't know that much money on her, and then she's going to pay for the next house that I buy. Anyways, the point is, if you're trying to make fun of me for my house, I'm making fun of you for being in debt. I would rather be debt-free and have nice shit. In case anyone needed to hear this, there's nothing wrong with living in a normal house with oak cabinets and everything else, and there's nothing wrong with driving a 7, 10, 15-year-old car. Don't keep up with the Joneses. Don't give a fuck what anyone thinks about you. Take pride in what you do have, and always work to what you want to get to.
Lovelies, do you know that there are some people who often go to the extent of using their credit card? I'm gonna do a credit card debt reaction here. They go as far as to use their credit card to go on vacation. It's not as if they go on vacation that they actually feel that they can afford, but they go on a vacation that they feel that they can't even afford, and after that they are being accumulated. The debts are being hiked. And before you know it, you see them coming on the space of social platform, crashing out. Oh my god, my credit card debt is this. Oh my goodness, credit card debts. But you went ahead to go, you can go on a vacation, but do something within your means. Do something that you know you can be able to pay off. People are now even going around to owe credit, and they don't even give an F about it. They don't care. It has gotten to a stage where people don't even pay their debts anymore. But why put yourself in such a misery? Why put yourself in such a situation whereby you just have to keep on figuring your life out? Like, when I saw this particular stage, I was like, come again? What do you mean? Like, you can afford some certain designer bag, but because you see it on Vogue, because you think that, okay, let me just afford it. People even go as far as to borrow money to feel among. Like, feeling among for what? For what reason? Huh? This is actually very, very, very hilarious to me, because I think we should actually normalize living within your means, or a little bit below your means, at least. Anyway, lovely listener, just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do that. Like, and I will see you, lovely listener, I upload the next one.